Hello, 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 and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jameelah, and I am a master manifester. I want to be quick today. If you're returning, I'm glad you're getting something out of these videos. If you're new, I hope you get something out of these videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That will be pretty cool. And share with somebody who you think can use the messages. Nonetheless, what I'm talking about today is apply and surrender. This is a lesson that I've been learning over and over and over again throughout my life. Is that sometimes we have these manifestations or these dreams or the way that we want to see an event turn out, the way we want to see our kids turn out, our life turn out, or whatever we have our eyes on, and we're trying to mold it, right? But often we use all our talent and positive energy to go ahead and create this thing and apply ourselves toward this thing. But then after that, we don't know how to surrender. And surrendering is hard because surrendering can often feel a lot like giving up or a lot like taking your eye off the ball, right? We don't want to feel like that. We want to always feel like we're giving it time and attention, that we are putting forth the effort that we know it's going to take for it to grow, at the same time manifesting the magic. And so it's that balance between practicality and magic that I talk about often, right? Learning how to apply yourself and then learning how to surrender, right? So you do something like create a project. It could be anything creative that you're working on. It could be a job. It could be a position. It could be applying for the job, right? Because those words really ring true when it comes to like applying for things like that. Or it can be a relationship. It's just a mindset we have to be in. We go as far as we can with all of the practical knowledge that we have and all of the wisdom that we have and the tools that we have to create and connect and expand, right? And then once we get to the part where we know that what we have to offer is not going to push that thing right towards right over the finish line, that's when we have to learn how to surrender, right? Because okay, if you're looking for big things, and when I say big, I don't like to say big because, you know, like Abraham Hicks says, creating a button is the same as a castle, right? But it's hard for us to get into that mindset because we do feel that there's a difference between creating something as simple, as small as a button, and then creating something as large as maybe a wedding or something that we want to have or something like that, right? So we do get kind of caught up into the size of things and whether or not we're applying the right pressure to it. But what we need to understand is that no matter how big or small we see this thing, the universe doesn't see it that way. The only thing that trips us up is how we feel about that thing on the inside and whether or not we match the energy of having it delivered to us, right? Because there are some things that are so far out of our scope, out of our personal scope, that we couldn't create it if we wanted to. We don't even have the tools or the knowledge or the wherewithal to even pull together the resources in the environments to push that thing together, right? So we have to take it one step at a time. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people often make, and I know it's fear, is trying to have too much in order before they make the leap or before they take the jump or before they apply themselves to create something, right? Especially when it comes to entrepreneurship and businesses. Like I don't really have a big entrepreneur mindset. I've said that before. I like to create and then I like to put it out there and see what it does, right? So a lot of creatives are that way. And I have picked up a little bit of business savvy along the way. But if I ever told myself I had to become a complete entrepreneur and had to be a real capitalist mindset in order to create and make something grow, I wouldn't like it. So I don't even go in that direction. Because whatever you do to create something, you're going to have to keep on doing that in order to maintain it. And I know that I don't want to maintain that type of mindset, a real transactional mindset all the time of monetizing everything and always looking at people with a little dollar sign on their head. I had a friend that was like that. We sold think it was Mary Kay, but I couldn't talk to her without her trying to pitch something to me. A new lipstick, a new eyeshadow. I'm like, girl, I'm in this business with you too. I was there. I get it. Um, you don't have to do that. If I'm looking for that stuff, I know where to come. It makes it really hard for you to be around. So it's one of those things where she would have been better with me had she just, made herself available, let me know what she has to offer, let me know how far it's going, like what anything new or anything that needs to be created, and then from there, surrender. Know that I understand what you have to offer, and I'm going to come look for you when that time is right, right? So nonetheless, that is the big message I have for today, right? A nice Friday message. Know when you have applied yourself to the most ability, right? Don't get all panicky and start trying to grip and hold on tight to things and start trying to force things, especially as it relates to your abundance. Because if you're trying to force things related to your abundance, you're just letting the universe know that you don't feel abundant, that you don't feel like what you have or what you've created thus far, that you're going to get more than that, or you're going to achieve or create more than that, right? And that's just the truth of the matter. It's never enough at that point. If your mindset is like that, then what you've created and what you have is just never enough. And you're always thinking, I need to push more, I need to do more. And there's nothing wrong with the mindset of feeling like I need to take this thing to the next level. I need to create this thing because I want to see this grow. I believe in myself to be this type of person. I believe in myself to attract this kind of position in the world. There's nothing wrong with that. But you use the tools and the mindset that you have, you apply it, you put it in play, right? And then you surrender. Surrendering, letting go is one of the hardest things that many of us have to do. I was fiddling with this little book. This is a book I wrote years ago. It's called Stop Waiting, Little Book of Affirmations, Dream, Believe, Ascend, right? First, we dream up these wonderful things we want to experience. Then we start finding the belief system in them, and that's usually through doing some type of work in it. And then ascension happens when our work is met by the magic, and then the doors open up, right? So we have to remember that the ascension is not our putting our foot on the gas, right? In the tangible world, you would think that, right? Driving a vehicle, you think that, right? But even if you look at the metaphor of a car, or analogy of being in a vehicle, you can put your pedal to the metal and still not get anywhere sometimes. And somebody who was moseying along, not even switching lanes and stuff, you'll see them at the next light, right? So while you were pushing all that force forward, you weren't ascending because the magic and you letting go of the practicality hadn't met each other quite yet, right? So we have to keep that in mind. And then start to embody. When you get to the point where you have no more of your practical wisdom and knowledge to apply to a solution or to create something, just start doing exercises of embodiment. Start doing exercises of visualization, right? When I walk around on campus and I walk around just doing daily walks and, clearing my mind after really long, awful meetings sometimes where people use too many words to explain things. Oof. People really need to work on that. Well, when I get caught up in that, my brain really gets worn out. And so I walk around and I just start embodying the things that I know that I'm creating. I think about it. I start even role playing in my head what it would be like if I had this particular thing, what it would be like if I felt this way. And the coolest part is when I see myself aiming for something that I've never had before, that would be a new experience, and I don't feel nervous about it. I don't feel anxious about it. I feel like it's right at home. So even though that thing hasn't showed up in the physical yet, all of the energy and effort and ideas and mindset and creativity and belief system, that's all being stacked in the background, right? All of that's being deposited. All of it is in escrow, right? It hasn't gone anywhere. It's just an escrow, right? So we have to keep that in mind. Anyway, apply, do your best, seek the most wisdom, gather the tools and the inspiration that you need to have in order to be in the right mindset, and then surrender. Biggest lesson, surrender. Let go, let be, and surrender. Okay. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Make sure you get out and take a walk or something before it gets too hot. That's on any day, right? You might see this in the winter sometime next year, and you're like, what is she talking about? Well, then go look at the date of it. And just surrender. And the minute you let go and stop trying to meet every resistance in your life with even more resistance from you, or pushing back every time you see a little bit of resistance, surrender into that thing and watch how quickly those doors open up. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Subscribe. I was going to say submit. You might need to do that somewhere too. Subscribe, share, and like the videos, of course, so I can see my cute little channel grow. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.